So Darren, first match in charge as head coach of TSS Rovers, 0-0 draw. All things considered, the amount of players that's missing, do you look at it as a good point gained, or are you a little bit disappointed you didn't take all three from that?
A little disappointed, yeah. I felt like we could have gotten something a little bit more from this game. We had a couple very good looks at goal, and we didn't take them. We didn't get that many chances, but we had a couple that I feel like we probably would have wanted to put away. You know, having said that, with everything in mind, like you mentioned, Mike, I think pretty good performance. Some of these guys have never played together. A very hot day. The pitch wasn't very good. Ball was bobbling all over the place. All that considered, I would have liked 3. We'll take 1 begrudgingly.
Well, I mean, it's an unbeaten start, and as we know from this year, like, every single point matters, because if you want to be in the Canadian Championship next year, you've got to finish top of the regular season. So, I mean, looking at the plus side, there were some really good performances out there. It's like defensively, I thought that was a very solid backline. Didn't give Nautsa'mawt a sniff at all. And in that second half, they just fell out the game. It looked like they were just happy to get away with a point.
I agree. And, you know, I mean, Tyler and Shia, they've never played center back before together, right? And they actually don't really, they can play there, don't get me wrong. Clearly we saw it, but that's not their preferred position. But because of our situation with players' conflict and injuries, they went in there and they did the job. And, you know, like I said to all these guys before the game, you are all good enough to be on this field at any time, no matter who's around here. You have to believe you can go out there and boss this game. And they did what they had to do, those two, definitely. And of course, we know Fugo and Nico, they're going to give it what they do. I was so proud of Tyler and Shia today. They did a fantastic job.
Looking ahead to this season, it's a difficult balancing act. There's a Canadian Championship, obviously, but a lot of the guys that play in that, you can't put that team out week in, week out because of the age rules. Right. So it's, how do you keep everyone happy? How do you not let folk get too carried away with this Valor win and look too far ahead?
It's not easy. We've been resetting them this week. You know, we gave them a couple of days off after the Valor game, and then first couple of days of training, we're not quite at the standard that we wanted. Towards the end of the week, it got a lot better. And again, you know, it's kind of continuity. So how are we going to keep happy? There's lots of opportunities here. And because the squad is so good, unless you're out there sort of taking your opportunity at every single moment, there's somebody very good waiting to give it a shot. And so he holds them all accountable. Nobody's safe here. No matter who you are, our squad is so deep and so good that everyone will be challenging each other and they'll get an opportunity.
Just last thing, your first game in charge as head coach of the first team. I know you've been in charge of the under-21s and at youth level. How was the whole experience for you?
You know, it was a little bit, it felt a little different. I'm not going to lie, preparing for today, all day today, the problems we have with Comet and just getting stuff focused, you know, and all that stuff. It was a little bit nerve-wracking. I had to run from my game. I got stuck in traffic. But it just really feels like it did before. So I think getting this one out of the way for me personally is going to kind of calm it down because of the mix. We had so many players that were missing and so many injuries, and we weren't sure, and the day was hot and the field was terrible. So all that stuff considered, and us coming out of here with the draw, I feel good. I feel like we're setting the right tempo, and we'll only get better each and every game as we play now.
Well, let's hope so. Good luck for the rest of the season, and we'll see you next week.
Yeah, thanks, Mike. Thank you.